former spokesperson for the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council for the 2023 election, Dele Farotimi, blasted Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) for the manner which it conducted the 2023 presidential election. Speaking on a TV program monitored by a team, the radical activist, who prefers to be called a retired lawyer, spoke against the Inec Director of Communication, Festus Okoye, for applauding the election. He specifically pointed accusing fingers to the Inec chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, for leading the other staff of the commission to truncate the election.
Inec is a public body established by law, bound to work according to the law. It advertised its guidelines. It told the world what the guidelines were going to be. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. The reality is that for a long time, the electoral processes had been abandoned by Nigerians because they lack trust and confidence in the process. So the advertisement of beavers, the IRF and everything, they were quite vociferous in explaining to Nigerians and reassuring us of what would happen with the system. To now have Mr. Festus Okoye sit down here and open his mouth, there must be a disconnect between the mouth and the brain box for him to offer anything short of an apology, unreserved one, to Nigerians for the utter failure to pretended by Inec. Let me say this. In a sane environment where people are still governed by reason, the likes of Mr. Festus Okoye should either have resigned or be somewhere writing his statements, explaining to Nigerians what happened. Glitch. The question is, that glitch, is it a glitch in human brain, a glitch in the technical systems, or a glitch occasioned by the complete shutdown of human conscience? So when the person now comes here and he sits down and he begins to offer explanations at variance with common sense, as has been attested to by anybody who observed this election or was here in this country, all the evidences are very clear, and it shows very clearly that everything that should work on that day worked except Inec. The integrity of Inec as an institution went on exile. So if a person who is now purporting to speak on behalf of such an organization is so lacking in shame that he will sit down here and even things that shouldn't issue forth for. I'm no longer practicing.
Speaking further, he alleges that the sabotage of the electoral process, especially during the presidential election, was deliberate, citing the incident that happened in his polling unit where the election was not concluded until midnight.
I was at the polling unit as designated. The beavers machine worked as much as it was allowed to work by human machinations. Because at my own polling booth, they first said, oh, some alphabets were not working, so they couldn't accredit those on time. We later realized that it was designed to frustrate some people into leaving. But people were determined to vote, so they waited. Eventually, in my place, they allowed the beavers machine to accredit those they had earlier left out. Voting did not end in my polling unit until about 8:40-something in the evening, and they did not finish counting until about 1:42 or 1:43 a.m. AM worked in my own space until it came to upload. And then they could upload House of Reps, they could upload Senate, but the presidential election result was not amenable to clear what went wrong. Inec deliberately, and I say this without any equivocation and with all sense of responsibility, Inec deliberately sabotaged the electoral process because it was working to a predetermined, obnoxious and nauseous conclusion. It's not about the system failing. It's about human beings electing on their own to sabotage a system.
Right. Do you agree with Mr. Farotimi's assertion that INEC should be apologizing to Nigerians? Let's have your thoughts.